Hey, good morning, my friends. Derek from Bomb Socks here with more Bomb Bites, where we are feasting upon the words of Christ. We're doing it one bite at a time. So, a question with regards to the book of Ether. A lot of people ask, how long was it before Lehi and his family left Jerusalem? How long before did the Jaredites make their journey to the promised land? So there's a verse in chapter 1 that explains that. In fact, you're going to go past a whole bunch of cool genealogy that leads you up to verse number 33, and it leads to a guy by the name of Jared. Okay, now verse number 33 said, which Jared came forth with his brother and their families and some others and their families from the great tower at the time the Lord confounded the language of the people and swore in his wrath that they should be scattered upon the face of the earth. And according to the word of the Lord, the people were scattered. All right. So when it talks about the big tower, the great tower, I guess is what it's called, the great tower, that tower is the Tower of Babel. If you're familiar with that, here's a couple of interesting pictures that people have, artists have concepted of it. But it looks interesting. The whole concept of the Tower of Babel was, the whole idea was, let's build a tower so that we can get to heaven. In fact, it goes all the way back to Genesis chapter 11. It's about the first 10 verses or so. But it explains there's a group of people trying to build a tower to get to heaven. And the Lord's like, stop it, okay? It's not a good idea. And my question is, so when did this ever seem like it was a really good idea? Like in my mind, I'm just trying to think, could I? Yeah, maybe, that just seems like a crazy idea. I've kind of wrestled with that in my mind going, when would that seem like that's like, we might be able to do it? I don't know if they could actually see the spirit world. I don't know all that. I did read something that made sense to me, and I really don't know which way it is one way or another. It just depends on your interpretation. But I saw someone suggest that the word tower and the word temple actually have similar roots in, I think it's in Hebrew. And so these individuals could have been building a temple. Now, the reality of it is they had no authority to do so. And so it's like they were trying to get to heaven by bypassing covenants and bypassing ordinances and just trying to do it on their own. And so here's the Lord saying, guys, that's not how we do it. And so we end up with the confounding of languages. Okay, Ether 1:34. And the brother of Jared being a large and mighty man, a man highly favored of the Lord. It's just like we're comparing Nephi here. Like I said last time, it's like there were a group of people led by a large and mighty man favored of the Lord. It sounds like Nephi, right? So large and mighty man, favor of the Lord, Jared, his brother, said unto him, cry unto the Lord that he will not confound us, that we may not understand our words. And so it's interesting to think about why the Lord would actually confound everyone's language. Maybe it makes it so they just couldn't communicate with one another. I don't understand all the nature of that, but if you're trying to do things that are not wise with regards to getting to heaven through the back door, if you will. If you can't communicate with one another, it's hard to build stuff. So here's Jared, who goes to his brother and says, will you please pray to the Lord that he won't confound our language? And so I want to pose a little principle to you here, and I'd like you to go through and see if you guys, as an individual or as a family, you can go through and see if you can complete this statement, okay? So the statement is, as we consistently cry unto the Lord, he will, ... Now the verses I want you to look at are 35 through 43, and you're going to see that phrase, cry unto the Lord, quite a bit. And so I want you to go through those verses and just see what you can find with regards to, again, as we cry consistently to the Lord, he will, ... I want you to see what you can come up with. Okay, so you saw cry unto the Lord quite a bit in those verses. And it's cool. You cry unto the Lord. You pour your heart out unto the Lord. He's going to bless you. He's going to bless your families. He's going to take care of your flocks, your herds, all of those things. I love those statements there. One of the coolest phrases I saw was right at the end of verse number 43, right at the end. And this is from the Lord to the Jaredites. And thus I will do unto thee, because this long time ye have cried unto me. Now, this is not the Lord just saying, okay, fine, will you guys stop bugging me? Fine, I'll bless you. I don't believe it's like that, because you kind of saw how that worked out with Joseph Smith and Martin Harris with the 116 manuscript pages. It becomes okay, fine, this is what you want, I will give it to you. And I do think there are some times where we do pray unto the Lord to the point where he may very well bless us with what we have asked for, which again might not always be the best thing for us. But I put a little cross-reference right by this verse right here, because I do believe in the concept of wearying the Lord. Joseph Smith referred to that phrase there. There's a story, it's over in Luke chapter 18, where I believe she is referred to as the importunate widow, someone who importunes or begs or pleads there. In Luke chapter 18, it's verse number 5, it says, "Yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me." And I honestly do believe that we need to talk to the Lord. We need to importune him. We need to not bug him. There's a fine line there, and I don't want to suggest just bug him until he gives you what you want. That's not how the Lord works, and that's not how we should work with him. But we do need to, as Joseph Smith said, and here's the actual quote from Joseph: "God is not a respecter of persons. We all have the same privilege." And I really believe that's what this story comes down to. So we have been invited to weary the Lord until he blesses us. We need to be careful, and we need to make sure we also understand the will of the Lord, that we are not praying for something that is not his will to bless us with. That's why it's so important to learn how to, as President Nelson said, hear him. That is so important. And be willing to hear him and not just bug him until we get what we want. That's not what this is all about. But that phrase at the end where it says, "And thus I will do unto thee this long time that ye have cried unto me." I believe the Lord wants to hear from us. He wants to hear our prayers. And so that's what happens when we consistently pray unto him. I believe the Lord answers prayers. I honestly believe that. So tomorrow, we're going to learn a little bit about what happens when we inconsistently come to the Lord. I think there's some things we can learn from that example as well. Thanks, guys. You guys are amazing. Godspeed, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.